So, Unai Emery has done his press conference today ahead of the Wolves game, which is a 7:45 kickoff tomorrow evening. Before I get into this video, analysing and dissecting his press conference, don't forget, stick a massive thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you're new. Let's get 10,000 subs by the end of this week. I'm less than 300 away, so big up everyone who has taken part so far. Don't forget also, my preview for Wolves will be out later on tonight. I'm going to drop it about 9:30. Obviously there's Premier League action this evening, so may as well wait for that to finish and then put the video out. But before I get into the press conference, there was a story that was leaked today that Arsenal, Unai Emery, the board of directors have drawn up a short list of players that they want to get rid of in the summer. One of them, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Now, for me, since Henrik Mkhitaryan's been at Arsenal, he ain't really lived up to the hype. In fact, since he's been in England, he hasn't really lived up to the hype. Absolutely ripped it apart in the Bundesliga, as we all know. Scoring for fun, creating for fun. But it ain't really happened for him. And the fact that he's on a reported 200 grand a week, yeah, I'd quite be open to Henrik Mkhitaryan leaving the club. Another one was Carl Jenkinson. Yeah, 100%. Don't even need to explain why. Squadron Mustafi. I don't think we need to cover bases there either, do we really? Let's move on. Another one was Denis Suarez. Don't know why we signed this guy on a loan. How many minutes has he actually played since he's been here? Quite embarrassing for the lad, really. Because he was actually playing for Barcelona before we signed him. So, don't really get it. I know he's injured at the minute, but I just genuinely do not get that one at all. If you're going to sign someone, play him. Calum Chambers was an interesting one. A lot of Arsenal fans rate him. A lot of Arsenal fans have said he's done well at Fulham in a DM role. For me, not good enough to win me a title. So, time to cut ties. One that we can actually get a few quid for as well. Emiliano Martinez. He's doing all right down at Reading. I think that we need to be going and getting better than him as a replacement, as a backup for Leno. Obviously, Leno moving forward is going to be our number one, what with Czech leaving, retiring from football. David Ospina, another one. Yeah, he's on loan at Napoli at the moment, and there's a £4 million purchase clause on that. Just reading here that Napoli are trying to avoid paying that £4 million purchase clause. They would be obliged to if he plays another 3 more games this season. Wow. Let's hope he plays them 3 games, eh? Stefan Lichtsteiner, I think that's a no-brainer. Mohamed El Neni, again, another no-brainer. So yeah, any more? No, that was the list of players drawn up. I'd add quite a few more to that as well, if I'm being completely honest. But it is what it is. And, you know, at the end of the day, Arsenal need to draft some funds into the system because apparently our budget's minimal. So we need to get funds, and we need to do that by selling players and getting some of these players that are on stupid money off the wage bill. That way we can then go and reinvest in some proper players that are going to help us challenge for a title, because let's be real, that's what we all want to do. But let's get into his actual press conference itself. He was asked about Granit Xhaka. He said that he doesn't really want to give anything away about his starting 11, which is fair enough. But obviously, as we all know, Aaron Ramsey can't play, neither can Denis Suarez. Lucas Torreira, I think he'll start tomorrow. I do think Granit Xhaka will make it, and I do think he will start as well. He went over the Palace defeat. We made some mistakes that we usually don't make at home. They used our mistakes and capitalised with a good performance against us. Sunday cannot give us any doubt or loss of confidence. We have to be strong moving forward in the next game. And yeah, he's bang on. They did capitalise on that, and we were shocking on Sunday. So let's hope that they have fixed that in training the last couple of days. On the summer clear-out, he was actually asked about it. Obviously, he dodged the question. My focus is to focus on the next game, not who's going to be coming or going in the summer. We need to go into every match with a big spirit, individually and collectively. I believe in the current crop of players that we have right now. And hopefully we have good possibilities to get in the Champions League, is what he said. Are Wolves on the beach? I'm not too sure about that one. We all see them dismantle Man United a couple of times in the last few weeks. I know they're not in any cup competitions now. Obviously, they lost the semi-final to Watford. But They were unlucky at the weekend. They were smacking chances left, right and centre against Brighton. So they got a little bit unlucky in the end. His reply to that was, they are going to push us a lot tomorrow. We are playing against all the teams who want to battle against us. Basically saying they raise their game when they play against us. They fight with a bit of a bigger motivation when they play against Arsenal. And that's true, that is. Because when you see these teams, Wolves are the exception, I suppose, because they've done well against all the big teams. Man Cities, the Chelseas, the Man Uniteds, etc. They have played really well. Even Tottenham they've turned over at Wembley as well. So, you know, let's not forget that they are a good team and they do play good football. But a lot of these other teams, they do seem to only rock up when it's Arsenal. And that is a worry. Maybe they know they can get at our shoddy defence. But will away games play a factor for us getting in the top four? We're speaking about being competitive. We have to be consistent, the usual stuff. Sometimes we have been less brilliant and won. Sometimes we have been less competitive and won. So basically what he's saying is our form ain't just based on playing well. He then went on about the Napoli games and the Watford game. Didn't play so great against Watford. We put in a massive shift against Napoli, both games, and we were brilliant. But not so brilliant against Watford, but we still got the same result in all three games. So he's saying you don't have to be brilliant, blitz teams on the counter-attack, blitz teams and score 5 goals, as long as you win the game. And I go along with that. At the end of the day, I don't care how we win these next few games. We just have to win as many as we can. And with Wolves and Leicester both away, the next 2 games, if we win both of them games, I think we're as good as top 4. What with Brighton at home after that, I think it is. So, yeah, obviously Man United are playing Chelsea. Man United have got Man City tomorrow as well. Chelsea, as we know, drew last night. So it's a massive chance for us to stamp our authority on that top 4 spot. He was then asked about the defensive issues. The last match we defended well. I'm not too sure about that one. We did struggle with set pieces. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure we defended well, mate. I'm not sure about that one. It was a big mistake that we made in the game. When we are playing with 3 centre-backs, we feel more confident. But we had to change and go after a second goal. It was a tactical mistake from us to start off with. We don't want one player to be pulled out of position one-on-one with Wilfried Zaha. You're not joking, mate, especially if it's Mustafi. I wouldn't mind if it was Socrates or Monreal, but no way did I want a one-on-one situation where it was Mustafi trying to defend against Wilfried Zaha. It was either going to end up being a goal or a penalty. So, yeah, we do need to defend a bit better, and hopefully we don't see that clown back in our team again. Now Socrates is back off his 2-match suspension. I don't want Mustafi anywhere near the team. Are you confident you will finish in the top 4? Yes, it also depends on the other teams, but it is in our hands if we win. We want to be intelligent and play with our heads. On Sunday, we didn't win, but maybe today we can say 1 point was important on Sunday. Well, yeah, we got none. Maybe this can happen. We will prepare to win the game like we always do. Yesterday, he's talking about Chelsea here. Yesterday was a tough match for Chelsea against Burnley. We thought they would beat Burnley. They drew. Anything can happen. Which is true. Anything can happen and normally does. Both Arsenal, Chelsea and even Man United, all 3 of us are just trying to throw it. Now we don't want it, you have it. Now we don't want it, you have it. And the fact that Man United played before Arsenal and lost, then Arsenal had the chance to pull away and go 5 clear of them, which would have been massive for us, and then lost. And the fact that then Chelsea have sat back all weekend and watched both of us lose and gone, yeah, we'll draw this one then. You know what I mean? Nobody really wants to get in it. And I'll tell you saying, you know, that's how the Premier League's gone this season. You've got 2 teams that are miles ahead of everyone that are going to finish well over 90 points this season, and the rest are just battling for 4th. And then you've got that middle, you know, the Watfords, the Wolves, the teams like that, the Evertons, and then after that it's a free-for-all who could go down. But obviously there's 2 teams already gone down this season, but there's still quite a few teams in the mix, and some of them have got to pull their fingers out their backsides. How well, this was the last question he was asked, how well do you think you have done as manager this season? Maybe ask him that at the end of the season, I'd say. That would probably be the best thing to ask. I can say now it was a test, but personally, I don't want to use my personal situation to show how well or bad we have done. I want us to be together as a team, the club and me. It's not about one individual. Our first objective is to be in the Champions League. The Europa League can give us a title. It is going to be very difficult, but it is really down to our focus and how we adopt ourselves in games. So that is the end of his press conference. Listen, at the end of the day, we need to pull out a result tomorrow. That wasn't good enough against Crystal Palace on Sunday. But normally after we have a bad result, we normally do pull out a good result. So whether Wolves are on the beach or not remains to be seen. But as long as we're not on the beach, I think we've got a chance to win the game. Anyway, subscribe, like, share. Leave your comments down there. Let me know your thoughts on his press conference. Let me know your thoughts on the list of players that I listed that was asked to him about leaving the club, the short list of players that I read out. Let me know who else should be added onto that list. And don't forget, my preview for the Wolves game will be out around 9:30 tonight after the Premier League games have finished. So until then, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.